Oh my god.
It's dying
no.
quickly.
Welcome to Literally Lens Podcast, where the memes die faster than C9's hopes at MSI.
Oh, you tried.
It's like it's right over their gravestone.
I
Yeah.
forgot that I can't see it on Discord, and that's where I'm looking, and I just see you gesturing at a blank green screen, and I'm like, what are you doing? That's where I'm at today.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
how much do you think
wait,
it's going to
allegedly.
deteriorate by the end of the
It's probably
day?
gonna go entirely green by the end.
It's already half.
Yeah, I told
Oh,
you,
man.
it's already fucked.
All right. Let's get back to
If
the
I could
topic.
keep finding memes, I'll probably get one for summer, instead of this random ass piece of green felt I have in my closet.
Yeah. Hopefully.
All right. So we had MSI's Rumble stage this week. It was really, it was quite the Rumble. It turned out as NA as it possibly could.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have no words to describe how simultaneously, like, I felt this was what was gonna happen anyways, but disappointed I am still. Like,
I just.
like I don't know what this feeling is of where I'm like, I knew this was gonna happen, but I'm still disappointed. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get this very much.
You can't stop hoping, unfortunately. As a North American fan, you can't stop hoping. Even though every time you have the low expectations, the hope is still there, and it just never happens. Like, that day 4 was rough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How do you? Oof.
It was the immediate high straight to the bottom.
You had one job, C9. You had one job.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I feel
Today is a very bad day. Today,
No jumping back to life today, Dion.
yeah, this is.
There's actually.
This has been a very, very bad few weeks.
Are you in
Well,
no
Even a
mood?
spit thing, dude.
Let's talk
No,
about
I'm
it.
in no mood
All
right
right,
now.
let's go in order.
This video is hysterical, Dion. Stephen A. Smith down bad in
Let's
that
go in
video.
order.
Anyway.
Of elimination, starting with Pentanet Gaming. Oh boy.
Toss it up! That's all I gotta say for that.
Okay, look, here's what I will say about this team. They put up a much stronger showing than they had any business putting up. There is no planet on which a team from OCE of basically rejects that were not picked up by any NA rosters for their main squad or their academy squad should be beating Cloud9, the first place team in North America. They shouldn't have a chance. They shouldn't be beating anybody. Yet somehow they've done it. And they've looked competitive against some pretty good teams.
Argument's still there. They probably shouldn't have even come this far.
No,
Like,
they
at
shouldn't
all.
In all technicality, they shouldn't even be here to begin with. But they are, and yeah, this happened.
And they had the only one win. Only one win within this Rumble stage.
Against Cloud9.
And it was just the upset.
Oh my god, it's so
Get
good.
to see that.
Oh, I gotta point out this one. I added TSM into that one.
I bet you
Yeah.
did.
It's so good.
I bet you did.
I can't. I fucking. I'm mad that this team got this far, but like it's that impressed kind of mad where it's just like I feel like I'm very wrong for being mad about this. I wanted it to happen. I wanted them to go all the way and have that TPA moment where the underdog wins it all, but like it just wasn't meant to be. They weren't up to snuff. They had really good moments. They had these really like they won these fights against these teams in these situations that how does it come up?
And they didn't just, they went for everything. They were like, oh, hey, someone picked Jace, we're taking the Yorick top lane. We're doing the fiddle jungle. Like they're just trying to be creative. and being like, all right, we may not be able to beat these guys straight up. We're going to come up with a different strategy. And while I don't think they executed or committed as hard as they could on the strategies, that's maybe a little bit of experience, maybe a little bit of less commitment to the plans that they laid out. But it was still interesting to see.
Yeah, I like when these teams get random crazy picks, just because the other guys have no idea. Well, they're not that crazy. Like there's some meta to some of the stuff they were picking for the most part, but it's like throwing these crazy ass wrenches in their plans is just it's always funny to watch the Chinese and Korean teams be like, we don't know how to play League of Legends like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, puts them on the back foot for a little bit before they're like, wait a minute, we have core fundamentals and stuff to rely on.
Wait, if we just stall the game for 25 minutes, they lose no matter what.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's take it up to the next spot for elimination.
So Matt, who's the next team that got eliminated?
Don't know. Haven't been listening. Don't know where we are in the show. No.
That's denial, folks.
Is it denial or is it just being a bad co-host?
Both.
Yeah. The next team that got eliminated, I think Dion already yelled it, but quietly, so in the background.
Yeah. Maybe.
Nine. AKA.
No. Wait. We got it wrong. I think we mean Crap 9.
Crap 9. I was hoping for it.
Funny joke.
I was hoping for the C1 and 9.
C1 and 9.
No.
That would have been impressive.
That would have been impressive, but no. No.
But not in like a good way. Like impressive in like a yikes way.
Like, damn, how do we really get down here?
So this is what it's like down here?
Hey,
I gotta go.
we all suck down here, boys. It's only 2 games. Like they only had to lose the RNG game, and who else did they end up beating? Oh, they had to lose the other they could have lost the other PGG game, or oh yeah, they beat Mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, what the hell?
It was coming into day 5. There were 2 conditions that kind of had to be met.
Yeah,
Either PSG Talon or Mad Lions needed to go 0-2 for the day, and Cloud9 needed to beat both of them to go 2-0.
Like, why? Like,
And actually, it just didn't happen. Mad Lions pulled an upset against RNG today. Nobody saw that one coming. PSG beat Pentiment.
Well, wait. I know somebody who did see that coming. Foxdrop saw it coming. He predicted that Mad Lions would beat RNG and that C9 would beat Mad Lions because that man knows what's up. He understands how to NA. He knows how to make every single fan from the North American region disappointed no matter what their expectations were walking into this day.
Yeah, I wish he'd come back as a caster.
Is he not still a caster? Or is he a coach or something?
No, I think he went back to streaming because he had a stint as an EU caster, and now he's just
I think he does regional leagues.
Oh,
I don't know, but that would be my assumption.
Yeah, he might.
I miss Foxdrop. He had pretty good ties.
Yeah, Foxdrop, cool as hell.
All right, but yeah, Cloud9. I guess let's start with Fudge.
Like. I have a whole thing about Fudge. He played.
So do we not start with
Alright,
Fudge then?
let's
Do
see-
you want to do your whole thing now, or do you want to do your whole thing later?
Let's just start with it now. It's like I feel like there's only 2 things you can talk about here. I feel like the entire perks discussion is so weak, but like this entire team relies on Fudge and Blabber making action in the top side that gives Fudge a lead. If that doesn't happen, they lose every time. And every time that Blabber doesn't get his first scuttle to then be able to make that play, they lose. Or every time they fail to make the play topside or just don't for some reason, they lose. If they can get like 3 kills on topside before 12 minutes-ish, they win the game. Every time.
Yeah.
Okay, and then moving down the line to the next role, Blabber in the jungle.
Well,
mean,
crap.
Crap. It felt like he was very much 50-50 still. And it did feel like his single champion, where he could show up on every single time was Udyr. As long as you got it away from him, or as long as you... I don't know. Yeah, as long as you picked Udyr against him, or banned it from him, he didn't really have anything to operate on. What?
My green screen got better.
That's weird.
Oh, no. Stop it. Twitch, what are you doing? Kill it.
It was really just for the C9 bit, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
I will continue to say this. His champion pool is tiny as hell. It involves Hecarim and Olaf. He picked Lilia, and I wanted to rip my fucking hair out. I saw that get locked in, and I was so mad. I didn't want to watch it, but I did. I hate watched it.
Oh no! I couldn't watch it. Look, as a jungler, no, I could not watch that. I was like, no, that's it. I go back to work. That's it.
I would rather go to work.
When work is preferable to the game.
Yeah,
It feels so bad, by the way.
like this whole MSI. I was like, I could not have the strength to watch this MSI week. I was like, no, I just can't. Like, I'll watch highlights of this maybe, and even skim through the highlights. Like, this was horrifying.
Oh my god. I don't like. Who's picking Lilia here? Why? Why would you? Wasn't Morgana up? I'm pretty sure Morgana and Rumble were like both up or something. Check the match history.
know.
I'd love to see a Rumble or a Morgana. I feel like there's some players where you see that pick into, like some junglers that you see them pick that and you're like, oh, this is going to be a great game. Like you see Wei pick Rumble and you're like, ah, man, this is going to be the great stuff. Or you see Canyon pick Morgana and you're going to be like, ah, man.
They were both up.
Ghost, yeah.
Rumble and Morgana are both up here, and they pick Lilia. They're so scared of Udyr that they pick Lilia. They don't pick Volibear. They don't pick like anything else, any sort of DPS to fight Udyr. They just go with Lilia and hope that the only AP champion on their team, because they're running dual marksman with this dumb shit, can do the damage. Like fucking why? I hate dual marksman and I hate Lilia jungle. I hate everything about this.
Too many carries can be a problem.
Who'd they run top? They ran they ran Sion top lane. So oh wait. I think I'm looking at the wrong. No, yeah, they ran Sion top lane.
Okay.
So
I mean,
you don't need Sion to get farm, but he needs to be present.
Yeah. Or he's just gonna die in 5 seconds.
But like, they're against Set, Udyr, and Tahm Kench. And it's not like they have an early game advantage against the enemy team or a late game advantage against Senna Victor.
Yeah.
No.
That should suck. Especially that Victor, when it comes to marksman, we kind of seen it with past footage. Double lift. So
don't remind me. Please don't remind me.
Too late, but yeah, we kind of see what he does to marksman. So yeah, this and then Senna. So yeah, this shit was kind of, oh boy.
So you have 3 tanky people who are going to be healed up by a Senna who still does a ton of damage and has a massive amount of range in the late game, and you have to deal with their front line. You have 2 marksmen and 1 person who has dot. You're not going to be able to bring them down fast or somehow get to their back line or even really threaten their back line that amazingly. This is just like a comp that you have to play perfectly all of the time. And
not even that, you have to play more than perfect. You have to get a lead in the beginning.
You have to get a lead, you have to hold the lead, and you have to make sure Senna never comes online. And
yeah,
this comp just doesn't function like that. It has 2 marksmen on it, which time gates it to like 23 minutes at a minimum to be able to like make its own plays. And the other team is also looking to farm for 23 minutes. So it's like, who cares? We'll farm out and still have better late game than you because we have Senna and Victor, who are both massive amounts of damage and an equal portion in either tree. So we can just spec full armor and splash MR for your only magic damage champion, who is a dot champ who will not melt me before I can escape. So it's like, there's just nothing to do here. Like, you just wait and the other team kills you.
Straight up outdrafted, I'd feel. Like
No,
they
outdrafted themselves. Don't give Pit Pentanet any credit for this.
Yeah. I refuse to give him credit for this.
They picked Lilia.
Game.
They picked Lilia without having any bans on any junglers. I'm pretty sure. The only jungler who is banned is Lee Sin.
Who's technically a laner.
It's top laner now.
Yeah. So you know,
pain.
I think they really were just disrespectful on the draft. Then, if this was against Pentanet, that's just disrespectful.
Well, I don't know who thinks that it's a good idea to pick fucking Lilia over Morgana. Like, look, I fucking hate Morgana jungle too. I hate it with a passion. But you know what? Black Shield's stupid.
Look,
yeah.
At least Morgana jungle gets results. Okay, that's all I can truly.
You're right.
But
you're right.
It gets results. Unlike Lilia. Fuck Lilia. We're not having that.
Okay. We've talked about Blabber a lot. We've talked about Fudge already. Is there anyone else that we really want to talk about on C9?
I'm not gonna lie.
Perks looks like a gigantic chicken laying an egg, but yeah.
Not much really. Like bot lane's
fine. I can't.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do when the other three players are just dicking around or carrying the game every time? Like I can't. What are you gonna do, Sven? Sven's just down here like my gameplay is decided by whether or not topside wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes Vulcan has to go and help that along too. But oh well. Anyhow, but that's all for C9. They have not made it to the next stage. On to the teams who have made it to the next stage. Starting with Mad Lions.
Sure, that's out of order, but okay.
Is it? Oh,
yeah. Also, what's with you? You're usually why are you the one moving things along today?
Sure.
You're usually the one who holds.
Shut up! Just let him do it.
Oh,
No.
okay. Oh, we're starting with PSG. Okay. My bad.
So PSG came in with I think their sub is only in their support role, or no, their AD carry. Their AD carry is the sub. So Doggo is on loan from I think the second place team, Beyond Gaming. This is the second time that a PCS team this PCS team specifically has had to have substitutes to participate, and the substitutes have showed the fuck up.
Now, Anthony, let's respect on my name. What did I say that PSG would do? They did deliver.
Okay,
they made it.
Okay, you guessed correctly.
They made it. They made it. Hey, look, you doubt them all the way through here. You have to remember that.
I will always doubt substitutes. I'm sorry. It's just gonna happen.
But this is PSG we're talking about. You live off of substitutes. They're molded by it. They're born in it.
This is now a very special team. They've done it at Worlds. They've now done it at MSI.
Like by the time they actually won a championship, without substitutes,
it's just a super
team. Already good.
No. What's gonna happen is somehow the entirety of the PSG roster wasn't able to make it to Worlds, and they had to bring in 5 whole new players.
No. Here's what happens: you get the top 2 teams from PCS coming in, but the first place team is PSG, and they can't go for some reason. So you just put in the third place team in the first place seed.
Exactly.
And they win the world championship to outdo TPA from the same region. This is more like TPA's region than the LMS was actually.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's gonna be something else.
I want that story. I want it to happen. I want that to happen so badly now.
That would be a crazy story.
Well, I guess let's start with the player. Let's start with Doggo. Since one of the games, he really did start showing up around like day 3, I think. Day 3, day 4. No, it was day 3, day 2. With the upset against
Matt Lyon? No, RNG.
RNG. Yes.
Yeah, that was I was very
That
surprised.
that was crazy.
Yeah, I was like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
like what in the hell is happening here?
Oh yeah.
They're like these games at MSI, they have been I'm not gonna lie, like excluding certain teams, like wow, like
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, the level of competition has really stepped up now. Now I'm not gonna lie, like kind of looking at like both like the Korean and the China regions very differently now. Like they're still good, don't get me wrong, but they're not infallible anymore now.
Mhm.
As all these games are showing now,
Yep.
they're not infallible anymore.
And
They
we
get lead.
yeah, and we definitely have to give PCS a lot more credit than we have been giving them before.
They've been putting up interesting performances overall. At least PSG specifically. They've been able to look pretty competitive against major regions at both Worlds and MSI now, which it makes me wonder what the future of PCS will be. If they'll maybe become a major region again or something. I'm like, there's a little more to becoming a major region than just being able to perform at international events too. Like, look, to be frankly honest, if you have to continuously provide substitutes for your teams to go to international events like this, I feel like there's still a systemic problem with your region, and that maybe it shouldn't be considered a major region. Though for some people that might not be a qualification.
Yeah.
What did happen to Unified?
I think it was probably visa issues.
Thanks.
From I don't know. Kaiwing's from Taiwan too, so I don't know.
Health complications was what they said.
Okay.
Ah.
It was Vietnam that couldn't get visas in time, so they
Yeah.
because Vietnam's a little bit too far down the visa list in Iceland.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but he couldn't make it because of health complications, so that's why they had to bring in Dago. Also, I think we should talk about Maple a bit because he really showed up a bit in this Rumble.
Yeah, Maple was looking really strong. He whipped out the Kiana at the end of the day. Oh man, that was so fun to watch him play Kiana. I hate Kiana as a champion, but watching her get played by somebody who knows how to play her is actually like really fun because you just blow people up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bet it feels fun.
Yeah, Maple's been doing an amazing job. River's no slouch either. Their jungler.
Yeah.
River was like, everyone on this team was looking really good and really
good.
solid. I feel like even on RNG, DK, and Mad, I'm looking at some players and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Why is this happening? And I don't have that same feeling about PCS the players on PCS on PSG. Like it feels like they're all like they're at least outperforming my expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think I don't have that feeling, but like it looks good. It doesn't look like they have a massive hole in their team. Like I feel like with Cloud9, who just seems to have a gigantic fucking crater in their top side.
I will say the one credit that I do have to give C9 is that they did manage to pull up the one upset. Was it against Damwon Kia?
They beat Damwon in their other group, in their first group, and then they beat RNG in Rumble.
RNG in Rumble, yeah.
Okay, so I do have to give him some credit for that, but still need the better performance.
Still need to not lose to Pentanet.
Okay, back to PSG. Back to PSG. Yeah, Rivers looked very consistent on all the strong picks. Morgana, Rumble. It looks like he can do them very capably. Udyr as well. So I'm at least happy in that regard. Maple's been pulling out the interesting assassins every once in a while. They've been pulling out Akali against D9. I'm struggling to remember their top laner. I also think Kai Wing's actually really good in the support role. He's a little bit feast or famine, but he's...
Hanabi, wait, you're talking about PSG, right? It's Hanabi.
It's Hanabi. Hanabi, and unfortunately, I don't have too much to say about him. Like, that isn't like a knock on him. It's just like I don't remember him super well.
Like, he seemed to be able to keep up with all the other top laners. Like, Khan has been looking quite... Khan has been real spicy this tournament, let me just say. Like, Xiaohu's looked pretty good. Fudge was looking really good. But not without help. Gotta put that qualifier. Armont was looking really strong most of the time, and Hanabi was looking like he was keeping up with all of them, and I was like, and I was here for it. I was really enjoying the top lane meta in this tournament. It was looking real fun. Fucking, oh man. I only enjoy it because Jace is in it.
Because Jace is there.
I miss Jace.
Screw Jace. No.
He's so annoying to play because of his fucking mana.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you have a hammer.
I understand that, but that means I need to be melee.
Screw Jace.
Okay.
We don't like
right,
Jace.
Let's try to poke fun at EU as we beat them in the last game and then promptly got eliminated.
Yep.
EU
ain't shit. EU ain't shit either.
EU ain't shit either. Oh my god.
Mad Lions probably been...
What?
Mad Lions has been probably one of the teams that have been like really up and really down. Sometimes it feels like, yeah, they're amazing. They can do stuff. They can compete. And other times it's just, like there's these really close games that they're having against the top teams. And other times it's like, why did you even show up for this game? What happened?
Oh my god.
Are you sure this is the same team? Are you positive this is the same team?
Yeah.
Like I said, I liked Armut. He was really good. I thought he was great. Had their roster up so I could remember their names. Karzi and Kaiser looked really good. Elioya had some really good moments, but I never really noticed Humanoid particularly, to be honest. And they as a team, they seem to have these moments where they just didn't have it sometimes, and they really couldn't pull it out when they needed to against the bigger teams. What was their record here? They went 1-1 against RNG and PSG. It's just looking at the Cloud9 beating Mad Lions is just tilting me. Oh my god, it's such a... Why? What have I done?
But yeah, Armut's definitely been looking like a great top laner.
Yeah,
Elioya.
Your background noise.
Elioya came in, and he's been looking like a good jungler as well. He has his updates, he has his down days. He actually was able to display that he had like a rumble of some sort before it was doubtful. Now it's kind of like, okay, maybe.
So many
and
humans. Not just from him, from everyone. As someone who knows how to play Rumble, yikes. I get it. The ult is very hard to land. I fully understand that. But there are some big fucking shitter ults out there, man.
The least you should be able to get that ult down in a choke. I feel like that's the one thing that you should be able to do.
But every time they have a choke point, they just put it in front of it like it's a door. I'm like, dude, cover the choke point. You're supposed to put the red carpet down and then shove them onto it like a celebrity.
Even then, most of the time, once you hit that late game rumble and it has items, sometimes it'll just be like, oh, you just lay down the red carpet, and their AD carry is like, God damn it, I have to leave.
2/3 of their health gone.
I have to leave now.
Picking it with Nautilus is a really good combo. It makes it really easy because you just sort of click the ult on top of them. It doesn't matter what you fucking do. You got 3 seconds of them standing on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just big ticks. But it's so many missed opportunities. Some from Elyoya, some from a lot of the other players who was playing it. Who the hell? River,
Probably
Canyon. Who's the RNG way? Like
Way.
there's just so many bad ultimates. When you could have just not used it or like put it slightly differently and gotten it more effective. I get it. They dodge it better than the players that I play against. But you know what? I wouldn't fire it then. I'd hold it. Wait until they're in a better position where they can't dodge it. Mind you, it's on a 40-second cooldown.
Oh yeah, that thing's long.
No, that's short.
40
it's an
seconds?
ultimate. 40 seconds? Okay, it doesn't get that long.
Wait. Okay, actually no, that is a fair point. For some reason I was thinking of the Leona ultimate, which is like at max rank 30 seconds with cooldown items, but that's also a Leona ultimate. That's kind of expected. 40 seconds for a high damage ult, it's a little bit different actually.
This thing, it gets down to 70 really quickly. And if you get to level 14 with all your gold, it can get really low. I remember watching one of the last games today, and I'm just staring at Rumble's thing click like a stopwatch going around, and I'm like, oh my god. It's just gonna come up before this dragon. The dragon's up in under a minute, and it's gonna be up in time. Like, what?
Yep.
They used it, got vision, and they got dragon with it twice.
Yep. Big tournament pick. So being able to do that, especially Elyoya being able to prove that he's able to have some sort of it, means that it's something that's it's a contested pick between the junglers.
I still think that I agree with Freak that if everyone's playing it like shit, you shouldn't bother picking it and just go with Morgana. You know how often you play Morgana like shit? Because it's real hard to play Morgana like shit.
That is fair. But it's also kind of hard to make Morgana look amazing.
I don't care. It's Morgana. Her black shield is broken.
That is true. Is Dion still here?
Yes, I am still here.
Perfect. All right. Do you have any particular thoughts about Mad Lion?
At Lions, just
Yes.
As I said, look, as with any other EU team, look at the score line, 50-50. I stand by this. That's all I had to say.
All right. I really wanted to get into this one because we're going into RNG, and I really wanted to start off with Gala. And to do that, I actually wanted to ask, hey, Matt, what do you think of Gala?
Matt was not prepared for you to ask him a question.
Yeah, Matt wasn't mentally or physically prepared.
No, you gotta go on without me for a second. Sorry, something's happening.
No problem. Anyhow, after my past statements, I believe last week was Gala is better than Prime Uzi.
I still think you're wrong.
I still believe that you're wrong. I cannot believe that. I cannot take that.
I agree. I was wrong. I have to amend my statement. However, I still do think this is probably the best iteration of RNG that we've seen so far.
Well,
they won MSI with Uzi.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Did they win a World's Championship yet?
No, neither of them have.
Yeah. True. So yeah, they gotta win they need to win the World. So
okay, but I'm still happy with this team all around. I'm
happy with them too. They look pretty good.
Yeah.
I just disagree that Gala's as good as Uzi.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take that. But I do like, especially Jahu in the top lane. I do like how he's been playing in the jungle. Their bot lane is actually insane in the mid to late game. I don't really see a really big point of exploitation. Yes, they've dropped games, but I still don't really see this isn't something that they could fix before going into semis.
It might come down to drafting.
Maybe.
Well,
I'm
because
back, by the way. Sorry about that.
because
I'm back.
a lot of their losses, it just seems like they're caught off guard by something, or they pick something a little off that doesn't work out and they lose for it. So it's why I think Pentanet was able to make it look so close against RNG so many times. Like we saw them play, what was that, 6 times this tournament? Like we saw these two teams play more than any other team, barring whatever happens in playoffs maybe. And it looked so close between the reject OCE team and the number 1 team from LPL.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
They almost killed their Nexus once.
Yeah.
That almost happened. How does it... Back in 2014, if you put me back in 2014 and told me an Australian team was going to be able to touch the Nexus of a Korean or a Chinese team, I would have laughed at you for 2 hours. I wouldn't have been able to stop because it's such a ludicrous idea. But they almost killed it. They almost killed it.
But they did do it. I mean...
Pentanet beat RNG?
Wait. Oh, no. Wrong thing. Never mind. I'm reading it wrong. What's my bad?
They beat Cloud9. I remember that one. I remember that one real good.
Yeah, never mind. Anyways. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's kind of cause for concern. The fact that they got that close.
So
when they shouldn't have.
So I think there are holes in this team. But I also think there are holes in the other teams. So
listen, there's holes in Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese goes crazy. Just having holes doesn't mean you're ass.
It doesn't mean they're ass. But we're trying to find
crazy, actually.
We're trying to find the people with the least amount of holes.
True.
Okay.
The most cheese per slice. I get it.
Exactly.
Dub City, dude.
Trying to get efficient.
I'm gonna stop this terrible analogy.
Okay. I'm gonna throw the same question back at you from the beginning. Matt, what do you think of Gala, and is he better than Uzi?
He's better than Uzi? They played different fucking games, dude.
What?
They're playing different games, bro.
Lil Uzi Vert or RNG Uzi, former RNG member Uzi.
Former RNG member Uzi.
Jeez, man.
They play different games, dude. I think that it's like almost like, listen, obviously Uzi played for a long time. Did he retire?
He retired last
He's
year.
Retired, yeah.
Yeah, they're playing different games.
But here's the thing. He's trying to get back into the scene, but RNG's blocking him.
Here's what I'm
Different
saying.
story.
Hear me
yes.
Okay.
I don't even remember what I was going to say anymore. I don't think he's better than Uzi because I don't remember how good Uzi was. And so I'm just not going to stick to a claim on that. I think he's not bad at the video game, though, obviously.
Okay.
See, man, I see.
Okay.
Yeah, I like barely remember any Uzi highlights, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I gauge a good player on how good they are based off their highlights, by the way.
You know?
Uzi's got some highlights, man. So does Gala. This tournament, Gala's been fucking crazy. Oh my god.
He's good. He's still pretty damn good. Okay.
I feel like that's one of the bright spots of the team. I think Gala and Xiaohu and Ming in some respects. I'm not trying to discount Ming by saying this though. But Gala and Xiaohu are like where this team shines and where they need to play around all the time. Their mid lane, not to say the mid lane's bad, but like it's not how they win their games that much. They win definitely through their AD carry late game DPS or their top lane mid game leverage.
Yeah, actually, talking about Xiaohu, how would you rank him among the other top laners here? Because I know Armood is good, but like he seems to be making his own leads a lot of the time, just independently for RNG.
If you give him Lucian, he'll smack your whole team by himself. But other than that, I feel like he's competitive with all the other top laners. But I wouldn't like I can't really say who is definitively the best top lane at this tournament right now. If you looked at the fucking group stage with a lead, it's Fudge and it's not even fucking close. Like Fudge has been able to dominate fucking teams by himself, and I'm like, how? Where was this dude before? Like, come on. He was out here getting gapped by fucking everybody in the whole goddamn league, but suddenly he's able to keep up with Khan. Like, what?
Yes.
Mind you, everyone kept up with Khan.
Yeah. Surprisingly, which is very.
That's the next team.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think he's been looking really good. The pool is pretty same amongst all the top laners. It's like Gnar, Scion, Jace, and then who else? Nocturne's in there
Occasionally
sometimes. Yeah, Gameplank. I think does Gameplank get banned? I don't know. He gets banned sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Renekton, and then there's the Lee Sin, of course. So he looks he's good. I don't think he's bad, but like I said, it's hard to pick a first place right now. And no, of the remaining, I think Armut has been the most stable. I feel like Armut can provide for himself the most. Especially if you give him Wukong in a good matchup, because his Wukong does some dumb shit. And he just nukes people out of nowhere.
All right. Okay, so Xiaohu can hold his own, but Armut is probably up there. All right. You also made a point that it seems to be RNG's mid laner Cryan isn't really played through that much.
He doesn't have to be. It's not a bad thing to not play through a lane. It just means that's your team's profile.
Okay, so just keep the focus on working with Xiaohu and keep it on getting Gala ahead or keeping him even in the early game so that he can just pop off later in the mid or late game. But that seems to be the RNG formula.
Basically.
Okay. All right. And our final team that we need to talk about, Damwon Gaming.
Damn.
Fun.
Or I like to, as I like to call them, 3 competent players, a barrel, and a cannon. Oh, damn it! No, there's a dude named Canyon on this team. That doesn't work.
You bricked that joke so hard, bro. That shit with like you set it up, and I was like, okay, this is gonna go fine, and then you just bricked it. Like, the follow up was just not present, man.
Okay, I don't know how this team has got to first place.
All I gotta say is this: God can bleed.
God can bleed. You're right.
God can bleed.
He can bleed.
And we can kill him.
God can bleed, but also God looks like he might have a black and blue eye. Like it's just one, but it's still there.
I hear no bell.
Look, all I gotta say is this: it's time to be a whole. Oh my god. Yeah, there we go. Megami Tensei game and attack and dethrone God. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the chance we have. This might be the best chance we have right now. This is it. I'm looking at any other region right now.
I'm confused.
Other than you, China, technically.
Are you just trying to take down Korea? Is that all you care about today?
Yes. Yes.
Korea hasn't won.
Look, they are weak.
I don't think they've won the last 2 MSIs. Who won it? Oh wait, they might have won 2018.
They won.
Look, it's not just MSI. Look, I'm thinking on a bigger scale.
No, I got that wrong.
Was that
Won World
RNG?
last year.
MSI?
Yeah, RNG won MSI 2018. I remember because I was at school.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Anyways, the scale isn't just MSI. It's about the other international. The international that we truly care about. Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And if MSI shows that they can bleed right here, right now, you can take this to the next
2 world championships. Wait.
They won last year.
They haven't lost. They didn't lose the 2 previous world championships. I don't know why you're acting like they're so dominant.
Dominant enough.
They're strong, but it's not like LPL doesn't give them a run for their money.
Yeah, look. Maybe another region could take them down.
Hey.
Again, Dion?
Like
Well, if we catch them lacking, that's all I'm saying.
We what?
If we catch them lacking, per se,
If we
And
catch him lacking, dude.
Yeah, I mean, look, one of the teams.
I mean, yeah, if we caught him lacking, it would be dubs. But when's the last time anyone caught him lacking, dude?
Well, no, true, but I mean, well, other than the Chinese, I mean, yeah.
When's the last time we could reasonably have attempted to catch them lacking?
Well, Teddy's speaking, that the closest that was G2, sadly.
Okay.
The closest they were.
All right.
Okay, Andre 3000, I hear you.
Damwon Gaming was definitely one of the two favorites coming into this group, and probably the favorites to win the entire thing. Yeah, definitely one of the two favorites to win the entire thing. However, they don't look as good as people expected them to. The difference between last year's Damwon and this year's Damwon looks almost incomparable. Well, not almost incomparable, but very different.
Like night and day.
Yes.
Okay, I don't fully agree with the night and day analogy. I feel like what we're missing is a more stable top side, or at least a more reliable top side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like at its core, it doesn't really matter how many times Beryl kills himself if you can have everyone else just perform. He's the support. If the support dies in a fight, it's normally not that bad so long as the vision was already placed down. And it's not like he's dying going for wards. He's dying because he either just gets caught out being somewhere he shouldn't be, or just trying to make an engage that didn't pan out properly, or because he's the one that's supposed to get caught out. But like, it doesn't really. They look like they have an entire coordination issue because of where they're lacking, and just I don't think they have everything to. I don't think they have what it takes to win the tournament. Basically, is what I'm saying. They have fundamentals in their individual lanes. Can win his lane if you give him a good matchup, but he's been super susceptible to ganks. He's been super he isn't as self-sufficient as someone like Armut is. Even if you give him a lead, I haven't seen him be all that big of a carry. Like he's just kind of there most of the time. When you get to team fighting, he's not always in position. With Nuguri, it was like he is gunning for that proper positioning every time. Watching that man slide into the backline on a cannon was mwah. I loved it every time. Watching that team just disappear, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So, Damwon has one just very big glaring problem in the top lane. Right now is what you're saying. Like they've made it so far, but it's
in a very different way to how someone like C9 has a problem in the top lane. Like C9's problem in the top lane is that if they play through any other lane, they lose.
Yeah.
But it looks like Damwon's problem is that it's sort of like Dignitas, where their top lane was a place that they were bleeding their leads from, except this is in a much more subtle way. So by not having your top laner have as strong a personal agency in the game, it means that you're like for some reason nobody's playing for split push anymore, and I don't fully understand why. Everyone's going for like 5v5 raw team fighting, and anytime you send someone to a side lane, they just instantly come over for the team fight before the team fight really starts. So it's not like you're vying for lane pressure and like dueling it out as top laners. It's now heavily about team fighting, and it comes down to his positioning and his decision making. Like, you can give him all the gold in the world, but if he decides to miss his skill shots and engage on the wrong targets, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's because they're not picking the right champions for him to be able to perform in the team fights, but like, it just feels like every fight is wait for enemy team to engage, enter backline with Gala, nuke 3 people, and hope you turn up. Like, that's it. That's the whole thing. Wait, not Gala.
Ghost.
Ghost. Like, Gala and Ghost seem to have the same exact role on both of their teams.
Yeah.
because they both keep picking Kaisa. Stop it.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you don't want to let Ghost have Basena. That's it.
Oh yeah, no, you don't want that to happen. I don't think you want anyone to have Senna. Senna's broken.
Yeah,
Sounds nonsense again.
So
what?
I really like Kenyon and Showmaker. They look like they might be the best at their role in this tournament by a pretty large margin. Canyon's had a couple of really questionable moments sometimes, but overall he's looking pretty good. I don't see him getting stopped too much by anyone left in the tournament. It seemed like he was stopped by a lot of the crazy bullshit that teams would pull out before. But I think that's going to go way down. And you have 5-game series to play it out.
Showmaker as well is very willing to take the Twisted Fate, go to side lanes instead. I don't know. Like, last year I would have thought of Showmaker as just being the person who would just whip out a Kali or something all of the time.
Yeah.
And just dominate his lane. But the fact that he's able to take some of these Sudler carries, he's widened his profile of champions a bit. He's widened his pool a little bit. It's pretty nice for Damwon, honestly. And then, of course, there's Beryl and Ghost.
Yeah, which, well,
Ghost,
not much to talk about them.
Ghost is really good. I like Ghost. Ghost knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Beryl likes to... Well, I wish he was playing Gragas because then he could play a little cosplay, but he just barrels it down mid lane.
Yes.
Hey, that might turn up in a series.
Sure.
Just the Gragas.
Look, hey, how many games did they lose? Did they lose 2 games?
2 games.
They lost 2 games. Both of them were... Oh, they won to... Wait. Oh, that's Cloud9. No. They lost both their games to RNG, by the way. Those are the only teams they lost to. So, yeah. I'm expecting that to be their main competition, of course. I just don't see anyone else actually being able to compete with them. Even after we've said all these things about them, Beryl, for all the times he likes to run it down, is still a pretty okay support.
Yeah.
But if they can curb that inting a little bit, I think they'll have a real shot against RNG. But until then.
No, too, then.
Okay.
We have to find out.
Before we move on to talk about NA for a quick second, let's just look at our results real quick. Now, all of us may or may not have put Cloud9 advancing instead of PSG.
Oh, but Matt not advancing instead of Cloud9.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically the main change here. Haymont thought RNG was gonna take the group, but no. DK came in hot.
Can you blame me though?
I said, I didn't think that that was the outlandish part of your pick.
Man, I doubted myself once. I doubted myself not thinking that PSG wouldn't make it. They did it.
I expect nothing, and I'm still disappointed.
Look, all I gotta say is this. The miracle run. This is it.
Look, they finished 2 spots down from where I thought they were. They only finished 1 spot down from where I would have said that I put them in the same spot. Because the way I did this was first and second were the same advancement, but because one got to pick and the other didn't, I made it so that was blue. And then if C9 had gone, we all would have gotten blue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some of us maybe would have gotten green, but it's
no. Because it doesn't matter if you finish 3rd or 4th. I would have made it all like you got it right.
Oh, okay.
I'm not explaining what we wish happened. I'm explaining how the color code works.
Got it.
Just pain.
It's so sad that Mad Lions actually looked just as shaky as I thought they would. But PSG performed better than I thought they were gonna. and C9 performed severely worse than I thought they. Well, okay, I shouldn't say they performed severely worse. They looked pretty good in a lot of games. They just didn't win the games I thought they were going to.
Yeah, the bad.
I would have said they were going to go 1-1 versus you. I would have probably bet on it. I would have been right too. But I wouldn't have said they went 0-2 or 1-1 against fucking PGG and PSG. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's like.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I think the worst part was that there was always kind of an argument that they could have still been in it the entire time. Like it wasn't they were like completely out. There was always like a chance for a tiebreaker, a chance for something to turn up, and it just never did.
I'm just mad that we didn't get the last game between Mad Lions and C9 mattering for that tiebreaker spot, and then they get the tiebreaker spot, and then we have to go to the tiebreaker, and then you can disappoint me like I expected. That I would have been much more satisfied. I would be like, yes, this is exactly what I should have felt like.
Yeah, I was waiting for the tiebreakers. Never happened.
Yeah.
Pain everywhere.
All right.
All right, now let's complain about North American team owners and their stupid ass decisions for a couple minutes here. Matt, would you like to explain why Jack seems to think it's important to spend $11 million on a mid laner?
If you're referencing something that happened this week, I did not look.
Between Perks' buyout and his salary, it's estimated that Jack is spending $11 million on him.
Okay.
So
I did, but what I was saying is I wasn't sure if you were just asking me.
No, I'm asking you a general question about why Jack would make this decision. This is old news. This is like 8 weeks old.
Yeah. I was phrased and I was confused. I don't know, man. Because he thought they would win more games and go deeper. Like, this is probably why anyone spends money in sports.
They won 2 more games than TSM did at Worlds, but they also had, 4 more games to play?
Yeah. So, let's see. Oh,
no, they won 3 more games. They won 3 and...
3 and 7.
3 and 7, yes. Oh, my God.
So, yeah,
Hey, imports, man. You know, if only we had RNG's team, then we could be RNG.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would solve the problem, right?
Yeah, that solves the problem. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna quote GBay99 real quick. I linked it in the group chat a second ago. At this point, I want NA to fail. For nothing else than the embarrassment of the team owners and all these ridiculous decisions they've made to cripple the local scene.
I mean,
I feel that so much.
Yeah, and look, that hit different. I'm not gonna lie. And like looking at this, I kind of agree with G-Bay. Like, but looking at this, I'm just like, the hell, like what the hell have we become now? You lost our way. You lost what it meant to, beat NA, and the point of, we
didn't get anything.
Yeah,
it's like the fucking Thanos meme. Did you do it? No, we didn't actually do it though. We're just in the Soulstone now, and we're stuck here.
Fucked up.
What fucking cost? Well, it cost me everything.
And my legs. And my arms.
Hey.
And a part of my brain cells.
Hey.
Yeah.
Not probably your brain cells. Those are definitely out.
Yeah.
Those had been destroyed by NA, bro.
I mean, how could I ever know? How could I ever know though? So.
But on the bright side, PGG are probably going to get picked up by an amateur team. At least that's what I think is probably happening.
I would love to. Well, I don't know if an amateur team in NA is going to pick them up. But I would fucking love for Golden Guardians or Immortals or 100 Thieves or Dignitas to just be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck this roster. Let's grab these guys. The paperwork alone makes it the worst idea ever. But
oh yeah. Without a doubt, the paperwork that right there would make it a no-go. Which
It's just so ridiculous. Like, really?
Maybe it was like
Mhm.
maybe like 6 years ago. Oh yeah, this would have happened.
Now I want to fucking see what Team No Org. I think they got second place in the proving grounds against C9's academy team or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see them at Worlds now. I want to see what that fucking does. I'm not even kidding. I want amateurs teams to have a slot with the wild cards. Let's grow the Worlds tournament, and like add a little bit more to the play-ins. I want it so bad.
That would be interesting.
That would be
That'd
kind of
good.
cool, actually.
It would be kind of stupid that the amateur scene gets in over the next lowest place in the pro scene, but at the same time, I'd be like, we're just proving a point here, guys. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Just see who's got the brightest future. Who's gonna be able to get the next team?
Who has the
gonna win
5
world.
guys with the biggest stream, you know? The TPA moment. I want that. You know what? That's the only excuse I need. I want a TPA moment again.
Oh boy.
Is that what the Taipei Assassins were? Just a bunch of streamers?
No. The Taipei Assassins were a team from a region who was like virtually penniless and had no business getting anywhere near the world's final.
But you said big streamers like TPA again, so I assume.
Did I say streamers?
Yeah.
Dreamers. I said dreamers.
Oh,
Yeah.
It sounded like streamer.
I got a second man on that one. It kind of sounded like streamers.
That's fine. Whatever.
Anyhow, moving. But like, yeah.
It's ridiculous that they've seemed to have dug themselves into this hole of imports, and now there's no, like, what are we gonna do now? We're just gonna run NA teams? Look at, I'm being completely honest. I see zero reason why we should be paying for imports or like paying all of this goddamn money for all of these players to get the same goddamn results. Like,
Yeah.
like, who cares? Who fucking cares? Whose budget is this fucking ludicrous? It's Steve's budget. Is this fucking ludicrous that you can spend like $4+ million a year on your roster just to lose at Worlds and not make it out of groups? To just barely finish where your qualification puts you. Like, I don't fucking understand where all this money is going. Why are you spending more money the next year? Has anyone ever thought for 2 seconds that the Korean players who are making a third of what your players are actually better? Like, did you ever think about that? Like, holy shit! It's almost like the amount of money you pay these players isn't gonna fucking matter.
Yeah.
It's because like there's like, of course, some staple players who've stayed around for a really long time, like Impact, Someday, and other players like that. But a lot of them come over here and they're like, I hate it here. I hate like everything about it. Like, I don't like the regular scrim environment. I don't like the solo queue environment. Like, there's stuff about North America that I just don't like.
I thought you were gonna talk about the lifestyle
even the culture.
shit. Well, some of them don't like the culture. Like, who was it? Mickey fucking got super tilted. Wasn't really happy here. Crown was notorious. I say notoriously like it's just like some sort. No, I just mean he just didn't like it here. Crown wasn't happy here, so he went back to Korea. And it's fine if you really don't like it here. I please.
Well, you can't hold it. You got it. Like,
Yeah,
if they gave it an honest try, you gave it an honest try.
Yeah.
I
Fuck
don't
it,
want to
dude.
keep
It's
players here
fine.
who are unhappy just to pay them over $500,000 a year. Like,
No, that's
Yeah.
mega cringe.
Ooh.
It's giga cringe, but
it's like, please, in the kindest way possible, please just don't be in my region just for the money. It's honestly hurting our region. It's bad. It's very bad that there are players who will come here just for the money.
Ooh, I forgot another staple, Huni.
I feel like Cooney's kind of like
both.
he kind of like enjoys the atmosphere. I guarantee you he dislikes the solo queue and a lot of the other like League of Legends directed bullshit. But like I don't think he's unhappy living here. I don't get that vibe. And
I don't think
really
he's gonna be
fits
mad
in.
about those bills either, dude.
No, he's definitely not.
He's not mad about the big bills in the bank, dude.
Like, it's so much money.
He did like those dig bucks. Dig
Oh,
bucks.
No.
Doug
stop
Evil
it.
Geniuses have him?
Digadome. Get it?
He
Like
did,
Dimmadome,
yeah.
but Dignitas.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Evil Geniuses paid like a fuckload of money for him, and they ended up terminating his contract.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they needed to, oh my god.
Yeah.
Stuff like this do be
It was very
happening.
strange.
Well, I mean, they
Look.
needed to save money. It was during COVID.
No, I know, but it was still strange.
Oh my god, it was so. There's just. I want to fucking know how much the TSM C9 and TL are paying for all of their players together. Like, it's gotta be somewhere between $8 and $12 million for these rosters. It may be more. Like,
Maybe.
Yeah.
it's so much money, and they're getting nothing. Oh,
You know, now that I
Well,
think
they're
about
getting
it-
disappointment.
you're right. I'm unhappy, but like.
Yeah.
If I'm their sponsor, I'm even more unhappy. Just saying.
Yeah.
Like,
A lot of
let's
this
take a
money
look.
a lot of this money that's been going into imports can probably be put into the North American structure instead. I'm not sure how.
Well, the teams. What would that look like? Because it's not on the teams to pay for the North American structure, right? Like.
Wait, wait. It's not on the teams to pay for the talent they're developing to put on their teams.
No.
No.
When
What
What
he's saying is,
structure, I mean, like, it's not on the teams to fund and pay for the tournaments for amateurs, right?
yeah,
It's
Yeah,
not on the teams to, like, because what Haymant said was they should put the money they're spending on their rosters towards developing a scene, but that's not what the teams do, right?
That
The
is
teams take players from the scene, and they
Mhm.
can give some money, right? Like they do. They have, like, TSM does stuff with like
Yeah.
third string teams or whatever.
TSM
But like on the whole, it's not the teams that do that, and
Yeah.
it shouldn't be on them to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you need to start somewhere. And like, you can't just hope that an amateur team will crop up out of nowhere while you try to subsist on imports until
No, you have to
is
start
able to
somewhere,
hold
but like
fruits.
also like it's still an investment to get an amateur team going, and like you still have to like pay a lot of money, and there's
Yeah.
still no guarantee that it gets you anything. And so like from an investment perspective, investing in a player who's played professionally, even if they're in another region, is just like a much safer use of your money than an amateur team where none of them have ever played professionally and might all actually be pretty bad.
But we've proven
Right?
that
Yeah.
it isn't.
But
No.
but what I'm
We've proven that this doesn't work, but that doesn't mean spending money on the other thing will make it work.
can I
Hey,
Right?
fair,
We've
but
also
why not
proven.
try?
Hey, hold on.
Can I
We've
get a
also
little bit?
proven
Can I get a little
that
bit?
to a degree, not on the world stage, but there are some players who come here and like turn teams around and make them like LCS, like #1 competitors in their region. Right?
Power of Evil.
Like that
Sorry, what?
happens. What?
Power of Evil when he took CLG from 10th place to like 4th.
No, exactly, right? And like not every team is necessarily like realistically like aiming at worlds every split, because for some teams that's legitimately an unreasonable goal given where they were. And so taking someone like Power of Evil on the CLG that was in 10th place and now isn't, that's like a very reasonable goal for CLG to get themselves from out of last place. And PoE is a way better bet than that, than CLG spending a shitload of money on amateur teams and praying to Christ that something comes out of it. Right? Like we knew PoE was good.
But like I said, I didn't really have a picture of like how that would be, and I'm not actually sure like how much money would have to be invested or how little money would have to be invested, but even making the scene more attractive to get people who are kind of talented up there. I do understand it's not always going to work, because there's some people who just get signed straight from Challenger who aren't talented. For example, like Arc Second, I think got signed straight to Team Liquid.
Well,
I haven't heard anything about it.
He was on their academy roster.
Yeah.
Team Liquid has had an academy roster for a very long time.
A long time.
Because they played in Challenger. Arc Second was on their Challenger roster.
That's true.
They brought him up during that whole Breaking Point debacle back in 2016.
The old
He
days.
went straight from mid to jungle.
Yeah.
Like his role was mid lane.
Yes.
He went into jungle.
Yeah.
I wouldn't exactly call that
I mean, pros
getting...
should be able to do things like that, though. Like,
yeah, but like,
yeah.
But like the way Haymont phrased it, it kind of sounded like he was a challenger ladder player, and then just instantly got put on.
No.
Like,
He was not like that.
like,
He
the
was
real
playing
deal
with them for
stage.
like 6 months already in the organization.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I know of very few examples of players that went from challenger to a team. Not like challenger tournament, but like challenger ladder to a team in like playoffs or regionals like that. Like that happened there, or what happened with TSM with
wasn't that Mike Young?
I know. Yeah, Mike Young.
No. They
came
dropped
up there.
Mike Young and they brought in Grig and Arcadian, and then they dropped both of them to put in Spica.
Yeah.
And then even then, like if you think about what is it? Viper, who was a streamer for a really long time, he came up to, I think he was on TLA for quite some time. And then he actually got his first chance at playing in the professional leagues for FlyQuest.
Yeah.
And then he had like 3 splits. One split, they were like, yay, it's good. We actually went from like 10th to 4th place. But that was also probably about the time that they picked up someone else that I'm forgetting.
Well, they got second place with Solo twice, basically.
Actually, let me correct that. They went from 4th to 10th place. It was the other way around. They had the 4th split. Yes, it was Viper, Pobelter, while Turtle was still there. I have no clue who the jungler or support was. But they went from, it was a team no one really had any expectations of. The split that I remember them was them getting like 4th, and everyone was like, oh, holy crap. That's a lot better than expected. That's amazing. And then immediately the next split, they got 10th place. And then afterwards, the roster that you're thinking of where Solo came in later, PoE came in. What did was initially on that roster, got swapped out for Ignar.
Shout out that guy.
Yeah.
That dude went crazy.
He's a caster now.
That dude went crazy. I reiterate.
Mm-hmm. Right, like that's what I'm thinking of, like those challenger players who've been in the scene for quite some time, but haven't really like shown up or really showed that they're like extremely talented in like the way that perhaps Spica did, or
well, like obviously some non-NA players have done the same thing where they showed up and ate shit and it wasn't very sick, right? Yeah. But I think on the whole, they're probably like more good, like non-NA players in the league right now than there are good players who came up in that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because like it's so much more reasonable to believe that someone like fucking Sword Art is going to play really well given his history than it is to assume that the guy who's played in 2 amateur tournaments is going to come fuck on the league, right? It's so much of a gamble, especially because like, you know, obviously I think that like minimum salary stuff is good because it means no one gets fucked. But like the minimum salary is $75,000 a year. Most contracts last like a year or two. So like obviously $75,000 isn't the most for a team like this. But every time you gamble on someone and then they end up one of your bench players, that's just another person you have to spend $75,000 a year to literally never play. And that's like dumb as fuck. Like,
well,
that's like a very dumb thing to do.
Well, by comparison to what it costs to bring over Sword Art or Perks.
Yeah, but you know where Sword Art and Perks aren't? The fucking bench, right? Like, because what's going to happen if they pull up that kid from Challenger and he shits the bed? They're not going to play him all split. They're going to bench him and bring on another good NA talent or a foreign talent. And then they're going to be stuck paying that kid $75,000 a year to literally not play the game for them. Sword Art, bare minimum.
That's normally why they have academy teams.
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. But that's still like, but if they already have the academy team filled and they're not bringing those dudes up and they bring in this guy for the main roster and he shits the bed, like what are they going to do? Right? Like with Sword Art, if someone like Sword Art shits the bed, you know what they do? They put him on academy, maybe, or they just deal with it because it's fucking Sword Art, right? Like, what do you mean? It's literally not the same problem. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, the players who are tried and tested and extremely skilled are getting paid more money. But they should be getting paid more money because we know that they're good. What I'm trying to say is that every time we do something that Haymant was sort of like insinuating with building this scene, every time we take a gamble and fail, you end up having basically $75,000 go to literally someone who never playing the video game for you, which is very, very bad, right? Whereas at least with Sword Art, like he's still gonna play even if he sucks, and then he's probably not gonna be happy if he sucks, and he's probably gonna leave, right? And that's not as bad.
Why-
It's not good. but-
Wait, I disagree that that's not as bad. I feel like it's awful for you to just pay someone millions and millions of dollars. There's a reason we call Sword Art the $6 million man here.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, it's because he makes a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't like. I found it more wasteful to spend. I don't even know how. That's over 60 times what you're paying that one kid.
It depends upon how long the contract is. How
Yeah.
many? Like
So
obviously it's way more, but
It's 75,000 a year. Sword Art's contract is 2 years. It was a 3 million signing bonus.
yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't know how long his contract was, and I'm
So-
not saying
Yeah.
I'm not saying it diminishes your point. I'm saying the answer to the math question.
Doesn't matter if it's
is
10
related to-
times as much, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying whatever, dude.
It's so wasteful to me to spend these multi-million-dollar contracts on perks and Huni and Impact and Sword Art and probably Power of Evil. I don't know how much money this guy's making. Like,
I mean,
it's-
I'm not gonna lie. You do be making somewhat of results.
Power of Evil. Who's he on now? He's on.
He's on
fucking
TSM.
like,
Somewhat of results.
well, they didn't go to MSI. But you know what? Perks did go to MSI. But you know
No,
what Perks
somewhat.
went at MSI?
Wait,
That's I said somewhat, homie, somewhat.
he made it to the Rumble at least. But
Yeah, and also there's no guarantee that Power of Evil would have made it any further.
I'm not saying there is, but that's my point. Like, time and time again, we pay tens of millions of dollars to just not make it out of the group stage. I feel like we're throwing money away every fucking year because of this. And that honestly is more painful than watching TSM go 0-6 at Worlds. It's like, it's watching them burn $7 million on a roster.
okay, wait. But what if we were instead able to get the next Faker? Like, what if let's go with the owner's argument.
Fnatic had
If
caps.
If we remove the import rule, you're able to negotiate with a lot more people because you don't necessarily have to get Sword Art. You can get an up-and-coming
Wait, sorry.
player.
Can you start over? What are you saying?
Wait, so you want to remove the import rule so we can negotiate with challenger players from Korea and China, right?
Yes. So
Why
what
can't
if we
do
worked?
that now?
Yeah, but also hold on. If we remove the import rule, then
Also-
nobody's going to.
That's true. We have
Like,
a bigger
they're not
problem.
gonna
with
go. Oh, we should look at Korean Challenger. They're gonna be like, oh, we should.
Let
look.
me just buy Damwon real quick.
Maybe the team, maybe like our 10th place teams. If we have a team that goes like literally loses every game, maybe they look at like a challenger player because they can't afford anything else.
Mhm.
There is
Yeah.
literally no chance that unless there is some absolute fucking stellar god in Korean Challenger who for some reason hasn't been picked up
Yeah.
or
I
just became eligible for competition, then we're competing with Korean teams to buy that dude. In any world situation other than that, nobody
No.
in the top half of the bracket is going to look there ever.
Okay.
Because they don't need to. They
But-
can just get Sword Art, bro. Like,
That's true. You can get a lot of prime talent that way, but also you're probably not going to get like.
But
It's
it's
been
just that you
proven you're not
understand
gonna
that it's
get
the same
Faker.
kind of gamble, right? Like a dude from Korean solo queue is probably going to be better than a dude like the rank 1 Korean solo queue player is probably better than our rank 1 homegrown NA guy. Just like for a bunch of reasons that we've talked about before. But also that's still really different than competitive video gameplay. And like if
Mhm.
you're just pulling the dude from a different region solo queue, there's still no guarantee that he performs when he's on stage.
And the
obviously
language
there's
barrier.
and the language barrier.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's no guarantee that when we bring in an import, they're going to perform, but at least we've seen them perform at some level of high skill. Like, we've seen players. Obviously, Sword Art didn't shit the bed, but if Sword Art had come here and shit the bed, we might have been like, oh, well, unfortunate, bad luck. But nobody would have been like, yeah, I knew Sword Art was ass, because he's not. Right? Like he might have had a bad split or he might not have transferred to NA well, but no one will ever say he's bad.
He was just at World's Final last year. Like
that's what I mean, right? Like that dude is a way better bet to play consistently than a dude from his region's challenger scene. because that dude's been there, bro. He's seen it, he's done it, he's lived it. What's the guy from Challenger done? Nothing, bro. Like, he's hung out. Like, cool.
He's just there. That's it.
And like, there are still probably really good video game players in Challenger, but like, there's a difference between being good at the game and being ready right now to move to another country and play in a competitive capacity.
So
okay, well, then let's remove the import rule and let's sign Gen G.
So hang on.
No one. Wait, why are we talking about removing the import rule?
Why are we removing it?
That's the opposite of fixing this problem.
It was
Haymant.
dude. It was literally your idea to remove the import rule so we could go to Korean Challenger. We all said that's dumb, and then you said remove the Challenger rule.
Up the ante.
So
if we remove,
but none of us were even talking about. Like, you were the one. Nobody was saying that, bro. Nobody brought that up. That was all you.
Oh yeah, I really wanted to tie this back into the owners discussion, which is what I'm going with.
We've been flaming the owners the whole time for spending all this money.
Nobody agrees with the owners, dude.
Yeah, no, the owners.
Yeah.
The owners are just.
So what do we do? What we're saying is, why are you spending all of our time on this point where we all clearly agree and we have talked about it for literal weeks at this point?
So here's
so what do we do?
Right, but that's the thing. We have said this before.
What do you mean? Like, why are you laughing like you did some like fucking 5-head Sherlock Holmes point, bro?
Let me fix this. Okay, so Haymant, you brought this up as a solution to be able to look at Korean and LPL Challenger for players to add to our rosters. There is nothing stopping us from doing that right now. There's nothing stopping Dig from looking at Korean Challenger, finding the best player, and then going to bid them. Do you know why it's actually probably easy to do that? Because Korean Challenger players, when they first get picked up, make like $50K a year, and the minimum in NA is
$75,000 a year.
Yeah.
So it is actually very easy to pick up Korean players off the Challenger if you actually wanted to do that. Now, there is the two core issues of not a lot of them probably want to come here for basic social reasons and NA LOL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Language barrier. You also have to commit to like learning a new language if you haven't learned English before.
And yes, a lot of them have learned English in Korea. Like that's the primary second language that's taught in school. Like,
yeah, but it's not necessarily enough for you to be able to work in a high stress like environment.
North America. We have to remember this is North America we're talking about.
Little dubs, dude.
Like I honestly think the language barrier is the biggest reason why you shouldn't just go grab players off of Korean Challenger. I think that it might actually be a good idea for Academy to be able to do that and go do that. Like, I don't know why there aren't any new Korean Challenger players in Academy for any of these North American teams if they're trying to find good imports and NA doesn't have enough to support it. Because this just tells me they're not interested in finding new talent. They're interested in buying new talent to then just win by having the largest wallet. The problem is that if you remove the import rule, NA doesn't have the largest wallet. China does.
Yeah.
So NA doesn't get any Koreans. We only get Europeans. And we still are in the same problem because we've been getting Europeans for years.
Wait. Another part of the North American argument.
What's the average salary of a Chinese player, though?
They have a lot more players, they have a lot more players, so it's overall lower. But they have bigger wallets in general. So if they need to buy players, have a bigger wallet, they can buy them.
It's not a question of. I don't think it's. No, let me finish, Haymant. You literally just talked for like 8 straight minutes, bro. So my point is simply that yes, they have deeper pockets, but if the average individual, any given individual is on average making less, it might not matter that they have more overall money. Like if our average, like I'm reading an article now, our average LCS salary in like 2019 was a little over $300,000 in 2019, right? And so if the average LPL salary was only like 200,000 or 250,000, well, you could just make 100 to 50 to 100,000 more dollars a year just by coming here, right? And so even though we have less money overall, every individual profits at a higher individual like personal margin, which might entice some people, but on the whole would not guarantee that we win the sort of bidding war.
I mean, I would assume that there would be a premium for Korean talent going to China.
Probably.
just off the bat. So I think that would probably negate the benefit of coming here. And it's also a lot easier. It's so much closer geographically.
That's true.
It is literally like just go to Shanghai, which is across a sea. It's basically I don't even know the difference off the top of my head. It's like 500 miles or something, which is a lot, but it's like a 2-hour plane ride.
Hey, look, wherever saves me money, that's really it.
Honestly, yeah. At this point, I don't really care what happens, because if they remove the import rule, like, which is they're rumored to still be discussing what's happening with the import rule. So if they remove the import rule, what I'll probably end up doing is stop caring about LCS, because it's just going to be a bunch of teams of foreign players. After 2 years, I'll give it 2 years before it becomes basically all foreign players.
They might do 3. It depends.
I think you mean Overwatch 2.0.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but that's different, because Overwatch was supposed to be an international league that just happened to be largely geographically based in NA. That's different.
With a full Korean team playing from New York.
Yeah, but that's fine, bro, because the fact that they were from New York didn't actually matter. Because it's
wrong.
literally just a name to harken back to old sports teams. It literally wasn't supposed to be like, oh, New York.
Don't they have facilities in New York now?
Maybe. Yes. I know that the Dallas Fuel has facilities in Dallas, but I don't think it's Mando that you have that.
No, it's like you're supposed to be building it. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well then still, who gives a shit? Overwatch is a cringe video game.
Yeah, Overwatch is dying, so it doesn't really matter.
Dying, dude. They didn't even do any announcements at BlizzCon the last 3 years about Overwatch 2, but it's coming, and also won't replace any of the old shit in Overwatch 1. Really weird. Anyway,
where was I?
I don't care.
The league will probably be fully forward in 2 years. I will not care about any of the players anymore, as I will have lost all connection to them, and I will probably either watch North American only amateur, or just some select games from LPL, Korea, and EU. And maybe
you'll just watch the biggest marquee games of every region.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like.
I'll either do that or NA. That's
or amateur. Yeah,
NA amateur. Because I'm not interested in watching whatever Frankenstein of a league exists after they remove import restrictions for just NA. That will be ridiculously hilarious when that happens. Honestly, I want to see it. You know what? Fuck it, Riot. Do it.
Do it just to see what happens.
Do it now. Let's see how it all dies.
Does this actually improve the viewership? Go ahead. Let's test it.
Hang on. Let's just all remember what happens when you kill a region. It comes back and kicks the region that killed it in the nuts.
I don't even understand what this is a reference to.
I have the picture of C9's grave.
I don't have your stream open, dude. I'm here. I don't need to watch it on Twitch. I haven't muted on Twitch. Why would I even be there, bro?
Be there for the memes. Okay.
No.
Let's talk about the final 2 games.
You're so cringe, bro.
Bet your ass I'm cringe.
I hate this
final
game.
2 games. Final 3 series.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
This is it.
So coming up this weekend in the semifinals, we have Paris Saint-Germain versus Royal Never Give Up, and then Mad Lions versus Damwon Kia.
Yep.
So, let's start off with PSG versus RNG. Now,
yes.
Dion, my man. How do you have faith that PSG will beat RNG?
Because I haven't had put faith in them, and they have come this far. And the way they played, I'm not gonna lie, the way they play, very
bad.
Good. It's solid than most of the teams here. I would say more solid than RNG and DK all the way. But I mean, you give them a run for their money. That's one thing for sure.
So, they're one of the teams that does have a win against RNG. Is them and Mad Lions who have a win against RNG.
Ironic, coming from one of the most shakier teams other than Cloud9. But yeah. Anyways.
Oh, you're right. Cloud9.
Yeah,
I was talking about who was left.
Yeah, but still, I mean, Cloud9 beat Damwon game, which that shit shouldn't have been possible.
Shouldn't be possible for fucking Pentanet to hit RNG's Nexus, but they did it too. All right,
yeah,
so
which is like, hey, yo, they have a chance to.
We're talking about RNG versus PSG.
Yes.
I just think that RNG have been kind of holding back a little bit. I think they felt a little bit comfortable most of the time they've been at the tournament. And as we progress through the bracket stage, I think they're going to like ramp up. You could kind of see them ramp up a little bit here. They kind of stumbled a few times against Cloud9 and Lions. Oh my god. Can't believe they both beat them. So, you know, they're not infallible, which is why I gave them one loss. I expect them to lose a game, but I also expect them to be very dominating. I expect them to be able to have figured this team out by now. I don't think PSG is that amazing in any respect, but I feel like RNG have good tools they can use to win.
I'll give you that, but I feel this is gonna like if we get like. I mean, in all seriousness, this could go to RNG's way as well too, and you prove a really good point. But I just have a feeling like this is going to turn out like a Rocks Tigers SKT semifinals game. This might be the best. This might be the best game. This might be the best game out of all these three games, right here.
That might be interesting. I honestly think that this one and a DK RNG final. I think that could be a really good two set of games. I don't think the other series is going to be all that good.
Yeah. We'll get to that one later, but yeah, like I have a feeling like PSG, even though they have been a solid team and they do have downfalls, but RNG, like if they're able to exploit RNG good enough, if they can, and just run away with it, they have a chance. I give them the chance.
Give them the chance. Matt, Haymont, what you guys thinking about this series? Haymont called it 3-0.
Yep. RNG stands for right now Gala.
3-0, by the way, could not be me.
Right now, Gala.
Gala. Right now, Gala. That's it.
That's a... Damn.
That's my bold statement.
Right now,
Yeah.
Gala. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Gala's gonna look. I'll give him a couple years before he can supplant Uzi in my mind as best AD carry to never win Worlds until he wins Worlds, and then he can never surpass Uzi in my mind.
I see.
Any AD carry who ever wins Worlds will never be better than Uzi.
And that's just true.
I'm waiting for somebody to remember the counter argument to this, but nobody's figured it out yet.
Piglet?
Because I don't care.
No.
Damn it. I don't know. Anyways, let's continue.
Let's talk about Mad vs. DK real quick. Now, we have all unanimously declared DK the winner. Matt and Haymont having doubts, though.
I just don't call 3-0s.
So, all right, Matt's a coward. Haymont.
Every time. You get surprised every time, dude. It's always the same.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I just like calling you a coward. Okay. Now, Haymont, how can you have such doubt in your heart?
Against Mad Lions, because even though I think Armood is great and he could probably single-handedly handle Khan, I think that
the fact that that's a statement is hilarious.
I think that across the board, Canyon's a great jungler, Showmaker's a great mid laner, and I think that they have an ability to adapt in a best of 5. And I think that sometimes when it comes down to it, Mad just gets lost partway through or lose sight of what their initial plan was. I think that's not going to happen.
So you're saying that Matt would go mad?
Yes. Yes.
I don't think it's impossible that Mad win a game. I just don't think it's likely. I think DK are going to shape up a little bit between now and this match. Similar to RNG, I think they've been ramping up over the tournament more than down. They've looked shaky, but Mad Lions have looked quite shakier. The good parts of Mad are not as good as the good parts of Damwon. And I am looking for Showmaker to take over, for Ghost to be able to just absolutely wreck face. And I even think Beryl will be able to refrain from dying as much as he has been.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But Canyon Elyoya, I'm looking forward to that. That looks fun.
Oh boy. All
Okay.
right.
Now
Now we move on.
we have all chosen the same ending, but with different results.
Woo!
We have it split in half, with me and Matt voting for RNG. I am quite confident Matt has just picked RNG to 50-50 the group.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
actually didn't. I picked before.
Wait.
I think I picked before someone else finished, and I just
Yeah.
Oh,
thought
right.
RNG's gonna
Dion
win.
put PSG first.
Yeah, Dion put PSG. I was hovering
don't-
RNG for a while.
I'm
Please.
happy
I'm sorry
that
I have
this,
slandered
I'm
Matt.
happy. No, it's not a slander because I often do that, and I would have done it if I was last to pick. However, in this instance, I did not do that. I just got lucky with the raw 50-50. So
Not like
big
this.
dubs.
So, I would like to know how you two could be so daft, so stupid as to pick Damwon over RNG, given what you have seen this tournament.
So first, I nominate Haymant to speak first because
Oh, bad idea, dude.
I
He's gonna dig
nominate
a hole
him.
you can't get out of.
Look, hear me out. I nominate him because let's get this straight. Right now, Gala and then DK. You talk about RNG and then you put DK.
Can I be honest? Every time we say
That's all I
DK,
say.
every time we say DK, I hear in my head that video. That's a fucking 50 DKP minus, man. That's
Oh
all
my
I hear in my
God.
head every time I hear his name.
Oh,
Which is the classic WoW video meme. Anyway,
Alana and Tony will not shut up about it to this day.
it's not that funny, but it's what I think of every time. Anyway,
yeah, continuing off of that little thread, I think Donkey Kong every time. DK, Donkey Kong. There we go.
Donkey
banana.
Kong. What was that fucking great video? DK. Diddy's dead.
All right, Haymont, why do you think Damwon are going to win it all 3-2?
It's more so, I just want to see the 3-2 scoreline. Both of these teams, RNG had a banger of a final in the LPL. Damwon had a banger of the final in the LCK.
Wait. No. I won't let you get away with that one. They did not
You're
have a
not gonna-
banger of a final. They demolished LCK.
Oh, that is true. They did demolish Genji, but they did it in, I'd say, a nice fashion.
They went 3-0. It wasn't close.
It was the third, what was it? The first
They got
game,
smoked,
it was
homie.
close. The
No,
second
they got
game,
smoked. That's not.
But
Yeah,
really when their
they
mental
genuinely
got
got
broke.
smoked. to
They
shit,
got
man.
smoked.
Like, I don't know why you think this went a different way, but it was not close. It was a straight up rolled and smoked moment.
Like-
It was not fair.
Don't put it in good words. They got washed. They
They got bodied, bro.
like
They got bodied.
Let the man finish.
Fine.
No, when he gets it right, we'll let him fit. No.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right, fine then. Well, the LPL final was at least a banger, and that was great. And I just want to see another banger. I want to see Damwon Kia and RNG go at it. RNG is going to have their similar play style. Gala is either going to be on Kaisa. If it's not Kaisa, it's going to be Zaya. If it's not Zaya, it's going to be on Tristana. Damwon Kia, maybe somehow there's a draft mistake. Ghost gets Senna. I want to see.
That might happen.
I just want to see them go blow for
Will it
blow.
be a mistake if it happens, Sam?
No. They'll do it game 1 on purpose if they're going to do it. Or game 2.
Yeah, probably to say, hey, you pick this, we have a way to shut it down. That would be great. I love it when teams have the audacity to do that.
And I know the answer. The answer is Senna. Not Senna, Samira. The counter to Senna is Samira. It's not even, it's like so easy. You block all of her shit. The only thing that you can't block is her auto attacks. But it's like, aha, you're in range to get an auto off on me. That means I walk at you and kill you.
Oh, man. I would love to see that. I would just love to see that contention in the bot lane because
Well,
I think Xiaohu's better in the top lane. That's it. That's fine. Maybe I'm gonna say that Showmaker and the Showmaker's gonna pull out a ton of spicy stuff that maybe Cryan won't be able to handle. Maybe Cryan will be able to handle. Wei, Canyon's probably the better of the two, but it really depends on how their laners are doing in each matchup. I really don't think that like Canyon's gapped Wei. I think they're contestable junglers. I just want to see like the bot laners just go toe for toe, pop off, pull some crazy shit. I want to see the crazy like team fights all over the place. I want to see that final. What I would be more disappointed in is if somehow Dion's prediction for the first matchup came up and PSG knocked out RNG. That would be where my
Would that be cringe for you?
That would be cringe for me. But if
Would it be cringe or giga cringe?
You know, the Giga does make it Giga cringe. We'll go with it. We'll stick with
that.
that.
Giga cringe, dude.
If you're gonna say not Giga cringe, it would be Giga
No, I'm
cringe.
saying like, oh no, not that. Anything but that.
Oh yeah, anything but that. I would be so disappointed if it wasn't.
So sad.
So my reasoning, I'm living in that alternate reality where PSG wins.
Yes, you are.
Monty's Giga cringe reality.
You said Monty, and I thought of Monte Cristo. And I'm just I haven't heard Monty say shit about this. He's just doing some weird shit with Thorin.
Yes. Anyways, I'm living in that alternate reality
where PSG subs in Monte Cristo.
Oh God.
Boy.
And he goes and he runs the ones.
And then Ocelot comes out from the top ropes
with a steel chair.
Yep. From the top of the stadium, there he comes. And
then it turns into the WWE
guys, the Rumble's over. We're in playoffs now.
It's the now it's the WWE sweaty, unfit nerd Royal Rumble.
No. You don't know it.
There are only like 4 of them that have any muscles.
Dion, why is PSG gonna get clapped by Damwon? Why are they gonna get clapped?
So
after beating RNG.
Yes. After being RNG, yes. After being RNG, they're gonna use everything that they have. They're gonna be mentally exhausted by that time.
They're gonna give it everything to you. They're gonna drop it all.
Yeah, they're gonna drop it on RNG, and then they're not gonna have enough for Damwon.
So if you think they're gonna beat RNG, why wouldn't they just get super hyped that they knocked out RNG,
and then be ready to take on Damwon?
And then like ride because a lot of times when teams win upsets, they're not like completely drained. They're amped out of their fucking mind because they just pulled off an upset.
Yeah, after waiting a whole week later.
I mean, it's still
it's not a week. It's Dion. It's Sunday.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah. Wait, it's all in one
day.
You're
trolling.
It's all in one weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh yeah, my bad. What's my bad?
Otherwise, I wouldn't have us guessing at this.
True. I'm sorry.
No,
I was stuck on.
It's not okay, but I'll forgive you. No, I'm kidding.
How
it's
could
fun.
you?
I see. This was my mistake.
This is what happens when you don't play Apex with me. I get passive aggressive.
Fuck.
It's not like this, dude.
See. But yeah, it's still just PSG. They just. Do
you think they're just not good enough?
But I should revise it to like 3-1 to make it fair for them.
I don't take revisions.
Oh, you think they get one?
Wait,
I know you don't take revisions.
That's the better part, is that he thinks they're gonna get one somehow, and I still wonder how they get here.
And look, and if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong that PSG doesn't make it, well, I still got DK still 3-0 against RNG.
That's not how the rules work.
I don't care. Look, in my ultimate reality, it does.
All right, sure thing, whatever. So, I think RNG has been playing very well against Damwon, specifically. And after they match up against them here, I feel like they will have the edge overall. I don't feel like their top side is as weak, and I don't feel like their support is as weak. And I just think they're going to win because they are all round better team and better individually.
They're better gamers, dude.
Besides mid lane, I think that Showmaker is definitely the better mid laner. But I also think RNG know that, and they know to be ready for that. Matt, why do you think RNG is gonna take it?
Dude, top to bottom better gamers, bro. Also, they're RNG.
They're coming.
I don't know.
They got to get that second MSI win. You know.
They do.
First
They
team to win
need
2
that.
MSIs.
True.
I think the only.
Yeah, I don't know
the
what
only
to tell you.
team-
I just honestly you know how I did this pick today was I'm gonna do it before 5 minutes before the show, and then I was about to do something else, and I looked at it and I went, my gut's telling me RNG, and I'll just say it was what my gut said, which is true, and also they're just better gamers, bro. What do you want?
That's what I
Gamers
I
are
love
gonna
it.
game,
I
dude.
love it when they
Gamers
trust
gonna
the
game.
gut. Trust in the gut is how you win games, and that's what RNG is gonna do.
Yeah, they're gonna get dubs. They're gonna get dubs on top of what? Other dubs, dude. It's dubs on dubs.
Dubs on.
They're gonna go to McDubs and order a McDouble and get 2 dubs. Easy video game.
Let me make sure I have the proper meme up for the outro here. All right, Matt. I am out of topics. Would
Let
you
me take us home, dude.
Yes.
Let me get out of this one, dude.
All right.
Pick me up.
This has been a longer show than I ever thought it would be.
Yeah, we dragged.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we did that.
I do.
So you can catch this shit. God damn it! I've forgotten my outro. You can catch the show live probably next week on Monday. Actually, I might want to move it to Tuesday. I might be dead on Monday. I don't know.
We'll play it by we'll wing it.
We'll play it by ear. We'll see what happens on Saturday. So we're gonna be live on Monday or Tuesday. Cast the VODs, the YouTube channel, Legendary Podcast. Cast the podcast version wherever you get your podcasts. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what, Anthony?
Hang on.